Good morning, students. So today I'm come with a new topics, different data types in C and C++. So in a lecture series of programming in C and C++. So I start my class with the topic data types. So what are the different data types that is used in C and both C and C++ programming? So it is important concept because data type means what type of data is going to be used in C and C++. So for that purpose, we need to go some slides, and to make understand, we must first discuss data types. So what is data type? First, we must understand this. A data type is a classifications which specifies the type of value a variable can hold. That means a variable stores some values. So what type of value that a variable can store, can hold, that is the type of data actually. That is data type. So general syntax of declaration of data type is data type variable names. For example, integer a. That means a is a variable which stores integer type of data. So if we see the hierarchy of data types, in here I discuss the C++ data type. So it is three categories, broadly categories, three categories of C++ data type: user defined data type, built-in data type, and derived data type. So user defined data type means the which data types is defined by user. So stacks are union, class, enumeration. These are nothing but the user defined data types. So built-in data type means fundamental data types, which is actually integer type, void, floating type. So integer means so it is integer, then the float double. So yeah, integer character, integral type, that means integer character. So void, again floating type, two different types, float and double. So these are the basic data types of C++. Also we can say some data types in contains in C also. So built-in data types. So in C++, built-in data type, that is fundamental data type, that may be some words primary data type, basic data type, same meaning. So here integral type, void, and floating type. So integral type means integer and character. So floating type, again two different categories, float and double. So basically 5 types of data, fundamental types: integer, character, void, float, and double. So what is integral data types? So integral data types, suppose we have integer data type. So keyword int is used to define as integer data type. So storage space is 2 bytes. So 2 bytes means 16 bits needs to store integer values. So range of integer minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. So here integer, again three categories: short integer, and long integer. So these are the again integral data types. Another one is character data types. So keyword is character, chr is used to define. This is nothing but keywords. So to define character data type, its storage space is consumed in 1 byte. That is, and range is so minus 128 to plus 127. So floating data types. So floating data types, keyword float is used. Storage space 4 bytes. That is why range is also from 3.4 e to the minus 38 to 3.4 e to the power plus 38. So these are the float type. Again, if we say double floating type, second category is double data type. So keywords double is used. Storage space is 8 bytes. So here size, range of size is actually 1.7 e to the power minus t08 to 1.7 e plus 3008. So floating types again, float double, sometimes long double, etc. So now built-in data types, if we see void data type, so void means empty. So this type of void was introduced in C, actually ANSI C. So to normal use of void, to specify the return type of a functions when it is not returning any value, then it is void. To indicate an empty arguments list to the function, for example void function name void, if no parameter is passed, then it is void. If does not function return anything, then it is we use void. So user defined data types, if we see C++, that user defined, which is defined by users for their purposes. So that is why it is user defined. So structure, union, class, enumerations, these are user defined data types in C++. So in C also we have structure, union, enumerations. So class actually we use in C++. So what is structure? Structures are used for grouping together elements with dissimilar types. So structure is a user defined data types which is actually construct from fundamental data types, group together different fundamental data types in a single unit. So that is structure. So the general syntax of structure is structure name, data types, member, it may be consist more than members, and finally structure is close. This is the syntax, how struct name, start, data types, and finally close the structure. So now if we see unions are conceptually similar to structure, as they allow us to group of together these similar types of elements inside a single unit. So similar concept of structure is same as unions. The size of union is equal to the size of its largest member elements. So it should be remembered. Now classes. So the entire set of data and code of an object can be made a user-defined data type with the help of a class. So it is the basic entities of object-oriented programming, that is the building blocks of object-oriented programming C++. So once a class has been defined, we can create any number of objects belonging to that class. So for example, fruit mango, we'll create an object mango belonging to a class fruits. So this class is also user-defined types, which actually it is consist of both data members and member functions in a single unit. So later on in other class, a total basic concept of classes has been given. So now enumerated data types. So an enumerated data type is another user-defined data type which provide a way for attaching numbers to names. So for example, the general syntax of enumerated data type is enum keyword is used identifier. So value 1, value 2, dot value n. This is actually also user-defined data types. So now come to derived data types. So derived data type is nothing but which is derived from fundamental data types, and it is actually combination of one more fundamental data type or basic data type or primary data type. Here we discuss array, function, pointers. These are derived data type in C++ and C also. So arrays. An array is a fixed sequence collections of elements of same data types which share a common name. Actually, array is a derived data type which can store more than one similar data types and it is reference base common name. General syntax to declare array is data type, name, array name, and size. For example, for general syntax to initialize this, so for loop, that is integer a5, that means integer array consisting 5 elements. So this is now function. A function is a group of statements that together perform a task. That is a block of code which is defined for some specific task is known as function. So it is also derived data type. Every C++ program has at least one function which is main. So void main, this main is also functions which is user defined data type. That means it is derived data type. So pointers, pointers also uses derived data type. In both C and C++, a pointer is a variable which holds a memory address of another variable. So general syntax to declare pointer is data type star pointer name. So for example, integer star p, that means p is a pointer variable of integer data type, and star is used to define the pointer variables. Now summary. So structures are used for grouping together elements with dissimilar types. Unions are conceptually similar to structure as they are allow us to group together dissimilar types elements inside a single unit. So once a class has been defined, we can create any number of objects belonging to the class. So an enumerated data type is another user-defined data type which provide a way for attaching numbers to names. So array is a fixed sequence collections of elements of same data types which shares a common name. A function is a group of statements or block of programs that together perform some specific task. A pointer is a variable which holds a memory address of another variable. So these are the basic data types in C and C++. So thank you. I think this will cover the basic concept of data types in both C and C++. So I'll take in another class for other remaining parts of C and C++ program. Thank you.